Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Benchwire Season 2, Episode 9. We got a lot to cover. Trade deadline happened, some games, some people got fired. We're going to talk about it all today, so let's get started. What do you want to talk about first? We got a lot of things we could talk about.
We could talk about Sam Howell.
Sam Howell? Why do you want to talk about Sam Howell? What did he do?
He had
4 touchdowns?
Game. Yeah, had 4 touchdowns.
The Eagles are frauds.
Was extreme.
They barely beat the Commanders.
It's a divisional game. People don't understand.
Okay, sure.
But he looked good. He could be their guy. You never know. But it looks like they're hitting the reset button, so he fits the timeline.
I guess, yeah.
Not to say that
they're gonna have
to say though that they were going in the right direction, but I mean they've truly hit the reset button.
They're going to have a top 10 pick. Ron Rivera will most likely get fired. What I think they should do is fire him in season and then promote Eric Bieniemy and then make him the coach, see what he could do. And then if he's a good candidate, then you can hire him in the offseason. So that's what I would do if I was the Commanders right now, because now they're in a full rebuild mode pretty much. Josh Harris, the owner, said, we're going to move Montez Sweat to the Bears for a second-round pick. We're going to move Chase Young for a third-round pick. I don't know why they really want to hit the reset button on those guys. I feel like you keep at least one of them, but I guess getting a second-round pick and a third-round pick to get guys that might be better than them, I doubt it. I don't know. They're in a weird situation right now, and I feel like you could have got more for Chase Young because he was the second overall pick just a few years ago. But I think it's a good move for the Niners. Getting another guy on that D-line, disrupting the quarterback. Montez Sweat, it's a good move for the Bears because they needed an edge rusher, and they got a guy for only a second-round pick.
I know people say that doesn't fit the timeline. 27 is still relatively young.
Oh, yeah.
And you could be a good pass rusher until you're 35, like Brandon Graham. So Graham might even be older now. But
I think it was a good move for the teams that got those players. But for the Commanders, I don't think it was a good move because that D-line is their best part of their team right now. And just moving off of guys.
I think moving off of Montez was the right move. But then you open up the cap room to keep a guy like Chase Young, which would have made more sense.
And especially since you invested a second overall pick in Chase Young and you only got a third-round pick in return. I know he's had the injury history, but you got to keep that man and respect his talent because I think he's one of the best, possibly, when healthy. But,
he has to show more to be there.
Well, yeah. He can be one of the best.
He has the potential.
He's shown flashes. He was drafted at number 2 for a reason. So, yeah. I don't know why they did that, but the Niners, I think it was a great move for them. Have Nick Bosa and Chase Young, along with Hargrave and the boys. They're going to be great.
Speaking of quarterbacks that had a great day, Will Levis in his debut, 4 touchdowns, nearly 300 yards. No interceptions. So he looked great. The arm talent is there. I mean, when the draft was happening, I kind of was surprised that he fell out of the first round. I thought that he was a guy that was guaranteed to go in the first. I know that he was on the older side. I mean, 24 for a rookie quarterback is considered old, even though
he's an old man.
Most of the time, 24 as a rookie, that still fit the timeline. It's going to take 3 years for a rebuilding team to become good. He'll be 27 by then. That's his prime. It's not that bad, but I mean, like I said, the arm talent is there. You watch some of those throws. He had no time to get the ball out of his hands, but he was able to just launch it down the field. It was insane to watch if you actually saw it live.
D-Hop's back. He looked good. 3 touchdowns.
D-Hop was never gone. D-Hop was just a guy that wasn't
He's finally
utilized.
getting the opportunities, getting the ball in his hands, and making plays. That's what he does.
Yeah, and so I hope for the Titans' sake that Will Levis is their guy, and he deserves it. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Penn State.
I'm surprised
Sean Clifford beat him out.
I'm surprised they didn't move Tannehill. You could have got some draft picks for him, but I don't know if you can trade a guy that's hurt. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, maybe it's worth keeping him to mentor Will Levis, even though I don't think that Tannehill's the type of guy that wants to mentor anybody, but
I'm surprised the Falcons didn't go after him. They could have made a playoff push. Maybe the Vikings.
Well, that's the thing is Tannehill's played awful this season. It's not like he's.
Well, the Titans are awful.
He just. I mean, yeah, but the offense, they should be getting more out of it.
Well, they should.
Hence what Will Levis did.
The O-line hasn't been great, and you can't do anything if you can't operate an offense. So.
It's one of those where Will Levis, he went into that game with the idea to throw the ball and throw it far, and he did that. Don't know if Tannehill, if that's kind of his game. It's not. He's more of a short, intermediate pass type of guy. Levis will sling it. It's hard not to look at him and think Josh Allen. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, hopefully, like I said, good things for the Titans. I guess we should probably move on to, like, the deadline, some injuries and whatnot. If there's any other things we missed, just let us know in the comments. But those were kind of the two quarterbacks I thought would be good to talk about. And then he obviously added the Chase Young. So we'll kind of go into the trade deadline. Leonard Williams, he leaves the Giants for a second-round pick to Seattle.
That was a fleece by Joe Shane.
It was a fleece. It was a really, getting a second-round pick for Leonard Williams is great.
Guy, expiring contract. He's old. He's up there in age.
He's not a bad player, though. He has turned it around this year.
He's a solid guy. I love him.
It helps the Seahawks.
I'm going to miss him. But, yeah, it was worth it. We're a rebuilding team. Got great draft capital for him. We traded a third-round pick to get him. Then when we traded him away, we got a second and fifth. So, job well done by Joe Shane.
Yeah, you talk about the Seahawks. We've always said, their secondary is cool, but that D-line was a big question.
Yeah,
they have Draymond Jones, who they signed from the Broncos this past offseason. He's a really good defensive tackle. Leonard Williams, he can slide in there. And then they have a few edge rushers that are getting better as they get more experience in the NFL. So
and Seahawks are first place right now.
Yeah, they're making a run.
So they're trying to do something in the playoffs this year. It's a good move for them.
Yeah, one guy I was very surprised didn't get traded was Daniel Hunter. I thought Daniel Hunter was easily going to get traded. I thought, especially after the Kirk injury, if you didn't know, towards Achilles, he's out for the season.
Pairs up to Kirk.
I thought, okay, that makes a lot of sense then to kind of sell off a little bit. But they brought in Josh Dobbs. That's whatever. It was like a 7th-round pick. It was like Josh Dobbs and a 7th for a 6th or something like that.
Yeah, he's a guy that's a veteran, knows how to start, and he did a decent job for the Cardinals. Didn't get many wins, but he's been a guy that's been reliable.
It's just one of those where I guess at that point it's just give the fans something to work with.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to make a playoff push anymore. But
I'm surprised they didn't go for a guy like Jacoby Brissett. I think the Commanders won a lot for him, though.
That is what I saw, is that they were
Taylor Heineke, but now Taylor Heineke's starting for the Falcons, so or go the free agent route, get Carson Wentz or whoever is available out there.
There was plenty of different options, but they chose Josh Dobbs. Not a bad one.
It's interesting.
But yeah, we could talk about the Jags. They were able to go and get Ezra Cleveland. He's one of the, I wouldn't say he's one of the better guards.
They got rid of him for a reason.
He's a good player. He has potential. He's still relatively young.
For a 6th-rounder, right?
Doesn't say.
I believe it's for a late-round pick, so I think it's a steal for the Jags.
Yeah, that's one of those where it's you take the risk on a guy like Ezra Cleveland because, he's not, again, like I said, he's not a top guard, but he's solid. He's gonna help what they need help with. Mm-hmm. So that's a good move by them. Donovan Peoples-Jones to the Lions. I actually really like that move.
That was weird. I didn't expect that one to happen, but yeah, it's a good move. Getting a guy, deep ball guy that can, be a guy in the red zone.
That's what you need for Jared Goff. So many times, you'll think that he's a deep threat, but he's really grown since he's come into the league as a receiver, and he's a pretty damn good receiver.
Oh yeah.
So
and that was for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, that was a good
trade because now that Marvin Jones is out of the picture, you get a guy like him to step in there. That's a good move.
Yeah, Rasul Douglas, he heads to the Bills for I want to say it was a 3rd-round pick.
You needed that move to happen.
They got a 5th-round pick plus Rasul Douglas. So I'm pretty sure the Bills had a 3rd-round compensatory pick or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad trade for them. Rasul Douglas is,
especially now that Tre'Davious White's out for the season, you need to fill that void.
And Rasul Douglas is he's a good player. He's really evolved since leaving the Eagles. Trying to think what else we got. Leonard Fournette, that was a signing, that wasn't a trade. Leonard Fournette signs with the Bills. Seemed like only a matter of time until he found himself on a team. He's too good.
I'm surprised, he didn't get a roster spot in the beginning of the offseason, but now he's going to compete with James Cook, and I think he could be their lead back eventually. I think he is still capable of being a good running back for playoff teams, and the Bills need that.
Yeah, I think that it would be interesting to see how they use him. I'm assuming that they kind of just want him as like a red zone type guy.
I thought that's what Latavius Murray was for, but
yeah,
Leonard Fournette, he's better.
He's better. And then James Cook, I expect to still be their starting guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Signing a long-term contract for Rashawn Gary. 4 years, 107. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. He's a really good player, though. Really good player. They signed him. He's an edge rusher. Yeah, Packers, they'll be fine. I think Jordan Love just needs more experience, but going into next season, I would probably say the Packers will be back to being a competitive team.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just kind of scrolling through here, seeing what else we got.
Did we talk about that yet?
What?
I don't think we talked about
No, we'll get to that.
Okay.
I saw the Saints. There was a rumor that the Saints were trying to, or they were like pretty close to getting Hunter Renfrow, which would have been interesting, but Derek Carr really hasn't been able to use the weapons that they got there, so I don't know if adding him would have made sense.
Yeah.
However, with Kendrick Bourne tearing his ACL for the Patriots, I thought Hunter Renfrow to the Patriots could have made some sense. Because now, again, listen, you still, like, you know that Mac Jones is a capable quarterback.
Yeah.
But you still want to, like, see what he can do. He's still auditioning every game he plays. And to get him a guy like Hunter Renfrow, who probably wouldn't have cost too much, it makes sense for the Patriots.
Because I need a guy like him in that receiver room that's kind of weak right now with Bourne being out.
I was going to say because he's white, but...
okay.
But also, he's a good receiver. But he makes sense. I feel like that made a lot of sense for the Patriots. I was surprised that didn't get done.
Yeah.
But then again, Bill Belichick doesn't like to make moves. You did kind of touch on Montez Sweat. It's a good trade for the Bears. They needed D-line help. Get some pressure on the quarterback.
They haven't had a good edge rusher since Khalil Mack, so...
Yeah, a second-round pick, though, for a rebuilding team does seem a little weird.
Well, it's because they got 2 first-rounders this year that were willing to make that move.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I don't know. They have a lot of cap room, so it is what it is. I think that kind of wraps up the trade. It wasn't really as active as I think most people were expecting.
Yeah, last year was more nuts. I remember we were posting every Instagram post, this guy got traded, this guy got traded. Yeah, it was crazier last year. But we still had some fun little trades to talk about, so it wasn't a bad trade deadline.
Yeah, there was the rumor that Montez Sweat, or that the Falcons were really interested in it. Honestly, think that the Falcons should have pulled the trigger on that. Especially with Grady Jarrett, he's also done for the season now.
They didn't want to offer a second rounder. I think it was just
fair.
a third rounder.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's worth a second, but in the Bears' case, I guess a second isn't the worst to give up.
Because they got those first rounders.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can also talk about, quickly, the Jets. They inquired about Mike Evans and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of think one thing and one thing only. Aaron Rodgers, they're expecting him to be back by the end, by the playoffs.
I don't know how he's going to do it. He's still not going to be 100%. I think it's risky. I know that's why you got Aaron Rodgers to be that guy and make a playoff push. But with that O-line, I do not want Aaron Rodgers coming back too fast because you might risk another injury and re-aggravate it. So
yeah,
I would play it safe.
But then again, it would also be just...
And Zach Wilson's been getting the job done.
He's been getting the job done, so to get him another weapon would just make things easier for him.
Yeah,
so he can get the ball. He can get the ball to them.
Yeah, I would not rush Aaron Rodgers back if you want him to play next year.
Yeah.
That's
I would probably agree with that, especially because they didn't make any O-line. Like, Ezra Cleveland would have made sense for them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think both their centers went down. Vera Tucker's been down. Mekhi Becton's a bum. So,
he's not a bum, but he's finding his way.
Kayvon ate him apart. He's a bum.
Okay.
He ate him apart, bro. 3 sacks.
Weird terminology.
He ate him.
Again. We could talk real quick. Again, kind of unorganized here. It happens.
We talk about everything. It's just in a different order.
It's really not a...
Welcome to bench wire.
Yeah. You'll learn that pretty quickly.
Let's talk about the Raiders.
Yeah, Jimmy G came back from his injury. Did not look that good. I say did not look that good. Did not look good.
He's a beautiful man. He looks pretty good.
Yeah. He didn't get the job done. He has sucked with the Raiders thus far.
Oh, I don't blame it all on him.
I don't either.
The team's awful. Other than Devontae Adams, like the offense and Josh Jacobs, like it hasn't been up to par. That's why Mr. Josh McDaniels got fired. Their GM got fired last night, and now they're moving in a different direction. They got a defensive-minded head coach in Antonio Pierce, who used to be the Giants' Super Bowl winning linebacker back in 2007, and it's funny now that they're playing the Giants this week. So it's all coming full circle for Antonio Pierce. But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been that great this season, so they're gonna go full tank mode, start Aiden O'Connell, see if he's the answer at quarterback. If not, they'll get a quarterback maybe in this draft class. We'll see. There's plenty of guys out there.
I'm happy, though. I'm happy for Aiden O'Connell because, you never, like, some people say, like, if you're in a position to get, like, Drake May, Caleb Williams, of course you're going to go with them. But, like, you never know. You really don't. I mean, Aiden O'Connell.
Got to give him a chance.
He could be a good player, and it's why he was taken, I want to say, in the 4th round. Or maybe,
I believe it was 4th round. I believe.
But, like, you take when you take a quarterback in the 4th round, it doesn't mean that it's not late. That's not late enough in the draft for it to be like he's kind of supposed to be a backup.
Yeah,
round 4. Only thing is he's 25, he's gonna be turning 26, but again, it happens. It's kind of like the Will Levis thing. He was old when he got drafted.
We'll see how they play out this week. I don't know if he'll be that great, especially how great the Giants' defense has been playing the last few weeks. But it's going to be a tough challenge for him.
Yeah.
But Devontae Adams, maybe they'll get him more involved this week. I don't know what they were doing last week. He only had 1 catch.
Yeah.
And that cannot happen with one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah, they should have traded him.
They should have. I don't get it. I know they want to build a great offense and have him and Josh Jacobs as a 1-2 punch, but you got to be able to give him the ball, and they have not been able to do that this year.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Devontae, I'm happy that O'Connell's starting because O'Connell threw him the ball.
Yeah, so.
So, I mean, who knows? You never know.
Is he a rookie this year, or did he play last year?
He's a rookie.
Okay. Who played last year for them?
Jared Stidham.
Okay, yeah. That's what I got confused with. Yeah.
No, gotcha. Yeah, he played good when he was that, like, one game. It was like a primetime game.
Yeah, it was against the Niners, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he played good.
Talk about Kyler. He might be back this week.
No, he's not.
He might be.
Clayton Tune will start. But Kyler will be back next week.
We could talk about the Cardinals. You think they're going to get another quarterback, or they're going to stick with Kyler? I feel like they're going to stick with Kyler.
They have to stick with Kyler. Like, the dead cap that they would have to deal with if they traded him, it's not worth it. I mean, the biggest thing as well is, like, Kyler was taken number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a bad quarterback. People shit on him. He's not bad.
And he's coming off the ACL injury. It's going to take time for him to get healthy and be that guy that they wanted him to be. But
it's also, he's 26 years old. He's still young. Like,
he's just in a shitty situation right now, being part of that Cardinals franchise. They're just dysfunctional at this point.
If I was the Cardinals, I don't care who the hell is the first or is a quarterback in this draft. Kyler is better than all of them, and that's a fact. And you keep him. You get him Marvin Harrison Jr.
Is he better than Caleb?
Yes.
I don't know.
Caleb Williams, he's been shitting up the bed recently.
USC's not that good. They're not even. I don't even think they're ranked anymore.
College is one of those sports where it's just like, I don't know.
They're not even ranked anymore.
I don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't watch it. But I'm just saying, they've been playing way better.
Regardless, you get Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., and you're in the right direction. You got Paris Johnson in this past draft. You're trying to protect Kyler.
What pick do they have right now? Because, like, Marvin Harrison, you think he'll go the Cardinals? No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
How? The Bears do.
No, the Bears have the 2nd and 3rd.
They lost it? How?
Because Cardinals suck.
But the Panthers, they suck more, so they should have the first pick.
Panthers got to win.
Yeah, they have 1 win. They have 2 wins. I'm pretty sure.
No, from all the mock drafts I've seen, or the one like I even tried to do myself yesterday, the Cardinals have the first pick.
He's doing mock drafts already.
Not that I'm doing.
That's scary.
I was looking.
Let me enjoy this season.
Where is it?
But if they have the first pick, you wouldn't. So if they have the first
Cardinals
pick,
have 1 win.
They have 1 win?
Yeah.
They should have had 2 wins.
They're 1-7.
They should have beat the Giants.
They're 1-7. The Panthers are 1-6.
I still think the Bears get the first pick. I still think that.
And even if the Bears get the first pick, they are taking a quarterback.
And what if they keep Justin Fields?
I don't think that. I think.
Well, I think the Cardinals are in the same situation, though. If you get the first pick, you get Caleb and you move off of Kyler.
You don't move off of Kyler because, A, you financially can't, but also Kyler's a good fucking quarterback.
But Caleb,
we've had many years of talking about him as a top 10 quarterback. Whether you want to accept that or not, he was top 10 in some of those years. And you don't just get rid of that quarterback because he went down. Like, the Cardinals, yes, they need to
They did it with Josh Rosen.
They need to rebuild, but he's still young enough to keep.
There's going to be a lot of decisions that have to be made this offseason. And like the Bears,
Justin Fields, he's been injured for the last, few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't really gotten to see that this year of what he is going to become or what he could become. And when he did, he played fine. But I think that when you have those 2 first overall picks, it just makes sense. Get the quarterback who you think will come in, be a difference maker, and the next pick, potentially trade back, get some more value. I don't know.
But then again,
like you said, there's a there is the potential that the Cardinals and Bears don't take Caleb.
Yeah, and
then they let somebody trade up and get him.
Giants.
I would assume the Raiders.
Giants.
Giants.
All those teams are in a weird position because they all have
the Giants are in the weirdest.
Somewhat franchise
Daniel
quarterback
Jones isn't. The thing is, with Daniel Jones, you can move off of his contract
after the second year.
Yeah, so you let Caleb sit behind him for a year.
This is true, but it's going to be weird. Giants media will want Caleb to start right away.
Well, yeah.
And that's going to backlash on them if that happens. I don't think they're going to get
I also say
Caleb's not happening.
I'm in this thing where even if Caleb is there, if I'm the Giants, for the love of God, for once in your franchise's sake, do it the right way for once. Go O-line. Build the O-line and then get the quarterback later so that they can come in there and the job is easy.
They got Andrew Thomas. That's secure right
Evan Neal sucks ass.
I was going to say that. The center's decent. He just needs more playing time. He's been hurt. I think he's going to be a solid guy. It's hard to be a good center first year.
Especially if you have 2 guys that you like.
Yes.
The
guards are meh. And then Evan Neal's been a bust so far.
Regardless.
I feel like we could still turn his career around. He's just been hurt.
What I'm saying, though.
You could slide Evan Neal guard.
I still wouldn't take a quarterback because your O-line, as much as you're trying to defend it, when you see it play, it's still shit.
No, what I want to do, I want to move Evan Neal from right tackle to guard. Either left or right.
It's easier said than done, though.
I know.
Those moves, it makes sense in, Madden.
Well, I feel like it could work because he's played guard at Alabama and he's played left and right tackle. So he's played that position before. But are they willing to make the move? It depends if they get one of those tackles in a draft because he's still under his rookie contract. You get one of those tackles, you move him to guard. I like the move if they could do that.
Well, yeah. That's what I was there. So I thought you were implying that, the O-line isn't as bad, so we could take a quarterback. No, if I'm the Giants...
you got to build the trenches. You got to do what the Eagles are doing right now and all those teams
but regardless,
with their lines.
No matter what happens, the Giants, they're going to win a few more games. It's going to happen. They're not going to be in that top 5 pick conversation.
I don't know. Their schedule is getting easier, supposedly now. We should have beat the Jets.
Regardless.
But they lost that game.
Regardless if they are a top 5 pick and they could be in that position where a quarterback could fall, the Bears or Cardinals would both be willing to trade back. Mm-hmm. So the Giants aren't going to get a quarterback.
I think they're going to get either an O-lineman or they're going to get one, hopefully, Marvin Harrison. That's
not happening.
Would you trade up for Marvin Harrison, though?
Yes, but I don't think the Giants have the capital to do that.
They do. They can make it work. Now that they have a second-round pick for Leonard Williams?
I think that there's other teams out there that would have better capital to do that. Multiple first-round picks.
Oh, we could do that.
I don't think it's worth it for the Giants.
Yeah, well,
you get a receiver. It doesn't fucking matter if they can't throw the ball to him because the quarterback is getting sacked in 1.2 seconds.
I know. There's a lot of things that the Giants have to figure out this offseason.
Linemen.
would be
No
nice.
matter what happens in this draft, I don't give a fuck who is there. Linemen.
But see, both those tackles, right? Olu
Fashanu and Joe Alt.
Yeah. Do they play left tackle?
Yeah, so there is the risk of they have to move over.
They have to move over. See, that's what happened with Evan Neal. He played left tackle. We moved him over, and he has been able to get it together. Hopefully that's not
But
the case.
I do think that both Joe Alt and Fashanu are more capable of...
I hope they can
And I'm pretty sure both of them...
transition over to right tackle if that happens. And then we move Evan Neal to left or right guard. But will that happen? Nah, it's not an easy transition, especially moving from college to the NFL. It's a hard task to do for a rookie.
Yeah. But if there's any year to do it, it's the rookie year.
Oh yeah, that's the only year you can do it.
We're just gonna end this.
Yeah, I think we ended. We had a great podcast. Talked about all the trade deadline moves, people getting fired, and injury and all that. But if you guys want to see me more, drop a like, subscribe, check out our link tree. We got all our socials there. I'll catch you guys later. Benchwire
Out.